and appreciate you coming to the Dougherty County School System regular board meeting. Mr. Superintendent, do we have any presentations or public comments?
Good morning, Madam Chair, board members. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, board members. Well, was it evening? It's been a long day. Yes, we do. We have several presentations. The first is the Sherwood Acres Elementary School Cadet Unit. They're making presentations, and I see Amanda Holmes, the principal, back in the back. Ms. Holmes. See Mr. Madge there. He's a special education teacher, retired military, and the leader of the troop.
All right, cut those corners.
Presentation of the proud SAECU Cadet Unit.
Welcome from the Sherwood Acres Elementary School Cadet Unit. Our cadet program is built on pride, discipline, and leadership. We're honored to represent our school and our community.
The purpose of our unit is to help students grow in character, responsibility, and teamwork. Everything we learn helps prepare us to be strong leaders both now and in the future.
Our unit is led by Cadre Green, Cadre Madge, Cadre McCoy, and Cadre Green. They guide us, teach us, and make sure our cadet program is successful and meaningful.
We are expected to demonstrate discipline, following instruction, and showing other people respect. These expectations help us grow into confident and capable leaders.
Drilling ceremony teaches us precision, focus, and discipline. Each movement we practice helps strengthen our attention to detail and our ability to follow commands. Our unit represents Sherwood Acres Elementary School in the community. We take pride in serving others and showing positive behavior wherever we go.
Respect and discipline are core values of our unit. We show respect to our teachers, classmates, and cadet leaders, and maintain discipline in our actions at all times.
Cadets are expected to do their best in the classroom and in their behavior. We strive to be strong students as well as strong representatives of the cadet program.
Being responsible means doing what is expected, even when no one is watching. Cadets take ownership of their actions, their uniforms, their learning, and their growth.
We take pride in being the first elementary school cadet unit in Dougherty County. Our dedication sets standards for other students and programs that may follow.
As we continue to grow, we promise to uphold the values of the SAECU: respect, discipline, responsibility, and integrity. Together, we will continue to represent our unit with excellence and pride.
15 step count. When you're on, ready, zip. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Holmes. Give us a wave back there, Ms. Holmes. Thank you very much. And thank Mr. Madge for his work, and certainly thank the parents, and most importantly, the students. Very impressive group. And I don't know who's coming behind them. They have some big shoes to fill. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Superintendent, I know we have Ms. Bruce presenting the student recognitions.
Yes, ma'am. Next, we have several student award recognitions facilitated by Ms. Lakeisha Bryant Bruce.
Bryant.
And if any board members would like to come down to take a picture with our students, feel free to do so.
Anyone want to meet us in the well?
Good evening. The first set of students that I am going to recognize are from Robert A. Cross Middle Magnet School. These students actually won this award at the very end of last school term, but we are recognizing them tonight. First place, Southwest Georgia Regional Social Studies Fair and Purple Ribbon Best in Region state finalist, Daniela Okafor. DeCorlin Miller. Same award, in addition, special recognition award for Friends of Georgia Archives and History, Athena Garvey. And then third place, Southwest Georgia Regional Social Studies Fair, Shalom Olabuwale. Doherty Comprehensive High School. First place, DCSS Social Studies Fair, Alshon Butler and Makira Devon. First place, High School Division 2026 DCSS Carter G. Woodson Black History Art Competition. Excuse me, Black History Trivia Bowl Competition. Christopher McCullough, Isaiah Johnson, Jabron Murray, Kenaria Boston, Kendall Washington, Isaiah Johnson, Jabron Murray, Kenaria Boston, Kendall Washington, Layla Goins, and Lydia Perry, and Rashawn Bramwell. Mary Acres Middle School, Mr. Derek Williams Jr., first place, 6 through 8 Division, 2026 Carter G. Woodson Black History Competition. And then our Trivia Bowl team members, first place, middle school division, Chastity Peters, Ethan Passway, Gabrielle Boyd, James Sawyer, Zendaya Potts, and Janae Frazier.
Yeah, it's legal. I think Kim wants to do it because have an end date. We get one usually for the same, you want to do it. I don't know. It's legal. Yeah, we just can't be in.
Can't be selected.
Yeah.
Robert A. Cross Middle Magnet School, first place, DCSS Social Studies Fair, Athena Garvey. And Ayindi Mercado. Robert Harvey Elementary School, Jasmine Carter, first place, 3 through 5 division, 2026 Carter G. Woodson Black History Art Competition. And the last award, Westover Comprehensive High School, Jamiria Wimbush, first place 9 through 12 division, Carter G. Woodson Black History Art Competition. Congratulations again to all of our scholars for your outstanding accomplishments.
Yeah, you.
Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Superintendent. Final presentation?
No, ma'am. We do have one other presentation. I think I saw Mr. Burton come in. How you doing, Mr. Burton? I have Mr. Dontravia Simmons and Mr. Orson Burton to speak about Grow Southwest Georgia. I think it's a summer initiative. That's a co-presenter. Come on, he come up, Mr.
He's
Mr.
okay.
Burton.
We're growing Southwest Georgia.
Yes, that's right. Good evening.
He's fine.
All right. My name is Orson Burton Jr. I am the President and CEO of the United Way of Southwest Georgia. Thank you, Board of Directors, Superintendent, for this opportunity to present to you all. And thank you for your time and stewardship of our students in Dougherty County school system. Tonight, I am presenting the Albany Summer Collective. I don't know if there is a remote.
Here you go. Use this one.
The slide. Perfect. All right. Thank you, sir. This collective is something that was birthed out of a need. And I want to begin with why this is necessary. As you well know, summer is not a break for every family. But when schools let out, typically structure lets out. And for many low-income families, affordable, high-quality summer options are limited. There is a gap that can lead to predictable outcomes, summer learning loss, disengagement, increased exposure to negative influences. And this Albany Summer Collective is designed to solve a coordination problem and not just fun activities for kids. So here's what we want to deliver measurably. Our goals are very clear. We want to have equitable access to 15 to 2,000 students across all Dougherty County wards. We want to align 30 plus organizations to reduce duplication of services and stretch resources. We want to launch this citywide, countywide initiative, internship initiative. We want to provide subsidies so that income is not a barrier for participation. We'd like to build centralized marketing, enrollment, and data infrastructure. And then, of course, host ward-based engagement events so that everything is visible, reachable, and trusted. I want to be transparent with you about the budget. The budget is a total of $350,000. And this full program budget is to operate the collective at scale, direct program supports, subsidies, internships, marketing, ward events, and oversight. Let me be clear, we are asking the Dougherty County school system for $50,000 towards that full price. And that $50,000 request would be a pillar investment to help unlock the full potential model of this coordination through partner contributions, aligned resources, and coordinated implementation. Here's exactly what the funds will, in practice, go towards. Direct programming support. There is a 15% admin and fiscal oversight component. There is an internship and workforce component. At another 15%, we have subsidies, marketing and enrollment, ward-based events, and all of these fundings that we were able to gather will be set up to provide mini grants to summer programs that have already been in existence. This money will go towards up to 20 nonprofit organizations, summer programs, to expand their capacity, their curriculum, their staffing, field trips, safety, etc. We know that oversight is critical. And United Way of Southwest Georgia is willing to be that fiscal agent to provide that fiscal accountability, disbursement, compliance, data tracking, reporting, etc. And then internships. Up to 35 youth will have paid internship opportunities across businesses, healthcare, government, and nonprofit sectors, building real workforce pathways within the context of our community. Now I'd like to talk about access and visibility. For a moment, these summer fees, again, will be able to have scholarships for students that are in the most need, so that we make certain that we are not creating barriers, but we are reducing them to making certain that this is available for all who want to be a part. The governance and leadership, of course, I said it before, United Way of Southwest Georgia is a lead agency and fiscal agent, and the co-partner is Grow Southwest Georgia, that helps with the programmatic coordination, getting all of the summer programs together in one space to make certain that we are documenting it appropriately. And we want to make it easy and fair for nonprofits, so we do have an application process. We have a mind for data infrastructure and making certain that our partners have the capacity to actually deliver on the services that are needed. So this one-page application has a process that you see there, but it is a structured process. Eligibility and optional technical assistance workshops. We know some organizations will need capacity building. United Way is going to be able to administer that on their behalf as well. Now, how we measure our impact, our evaluation plan. We don't want just activities without outcomes. This collective is built on measurement, accountability, and continuous improvement. Here are the exact indicators that we will track. Here's the KPIs. So we want to track youth served, subsidy recipients, ward distribution, attendance, reading gains, internship placements, employer satisfaction, parent satisfaction, collaboration metrics, and financial performance. This means that this report will have answers to real questions: who we served, where we served, how well we served, and what outcomes changed. This is why this matters to the city and beyond the summer. There is a strategic return on investment. I have a community economic development background, so we need to make certain that the ROIs are in place. These are the 6 pillar ROIs that we are able to identify and make sure that we are able to present and effectively assess: workforce pipeline, crime prevention, family economic relief, scalable models, data-driven impact, nonprofit collaboration. We know, the power of data and how we must be data-driven. What makes this collective unique is the agreement from over 16 summer programs to say we want in and we want to contribute to creating this data, not just for now. We know data is not a now resource, but it is a future resource. If we collect the data now, we become more competitive in future endeavors for funding on not just the state level, but also on the federal level. And that's what United Way is committed to making certain happens. We have an evaluation timeline there. This clear timeline is the pre-implementation planning, early tracking, midsummer review, ongoing monitoring, end of summer assessment, and then a final report in October 2026. We're not starting from scratch. We already have partners at the table. Right now, we have 30 plus committed partners across multiple agencies and categories: camps, academics, STEM, sports, faith-based youth development, behavioral health, SEL, social emotional learning, family supports and workforce, plus these documented internship slots. The ecosystem exists. What's been missing is the coordination, infrastructure, and the pillar investments from the community. So let me close with a very clear ask. Dougherty County School System Board members, this is a necessary moment for the city of Albany. Summer is a fork in the road, and we can either invest early through coordination, access, and measurable outcomes, or we can pay later through remediation, crisis response, and lost potential. United Way is ready to lead and be accountable. Our partners are ready to deliver, and families, I believe, are ready for this type of ecosystem to be implemented. I'm asking you for a few things. Number one, to consider and approve a $50,000 investment from the Dougherty County School System for the summer 2026 collective. Almost there. As a pillar investment by the end of this month, by March 28th. of this month. Number 2 is to designate a Dougherty County School System liaison to sit on the advisory council to make sure that we remain aligned with the Dougherty County School System's priorities and needs. Number 3 is to commit to receiving a mid-summer update and an end-of-summer impact report and publicly sharing those results so that the community sees what we're able to build. And finally, for you to use your platform to help us drive enrollment numbers up because access begins with awareness and trust. And finally, I want to be transparent. If we are not able to receive some level of funding from our county, it will reduce what we're able to produce from this initiative. And we don't want to shortchange that. We want to produce it because we believe that our city, our county, and our children deserve it. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
Any board members have any questions? Dr. Hand?
Yes, ma'am.
How many students are we talking about? Are we talking about 120?
No, ma'am. We're talking about potentially touching 1,500 students. 120 students will have access to subsidies. So if their families can't pay for it, we will provide fee subsidies on their behalf. Yes, ma'am. 1,500 is a modest number. The range is 15 to 2,000 students.
Any board, Pastor Bush?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Dye, have you looked at this program at all?
No, sir, not yet. Not just, it just presented.
You know, I think that the county and the city and all of us, we need something. We have so much going on here in Albany.
Yes, sir.
With our young people.
Yes, sir.
Crime is just on a rampage.
Yes, sir.
I see people every day walking on Wardale who are not in school. And we need to, I don't know, I don't know anything about this program.
Yes, sir.
I will yield to Mr. Dye to check it out, but I would, I would love to have something similar to this where it is fiscally sound, where everybody can come in and say, I'm a preacher and I can get some money. It's got to be something that is authentic,
yes, sir.
real.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. And if I can just put, we've gone to the city and we've gone to the county to ask for funds and made a similar presentation because we believe that the initiatives that are already in existence, we're not trying to replace. We're trying to add to this collective to make certain that we're able to properly document all of the outcomes of a summer collective in a way that we historically have not been able to.
Fiscal responsibility.
Yes, sir. And fiscal responsibility would fall on United Way of Southwest Georgia as the fiscal agent. We've been in this community over 70 years.
I served as treasurer years ago, before you were born.
I didn't hear that first part. All I heard was before you were born. What'd you say?
He served as treasurer years ago, yes.
So that is the entity that will be the lead fiscal agent.
I believe in fiscal responsibility.
Yes, sir. And we do.
Mr. Dye, any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Byrne, and the staff will get together and get back out.
Can you email us a copy of the presentation? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for that presentation,
Thank you, sir.
Madam.
Thank you too, young man. We appreciate it.
Yes, you did.
That's right.
And you know what? When you were looking back at him, I was watching him. He was excellent behavior, and I appreciate you looking at him.
Get some ice cream.
Yeah, that's what I was go get his ice cream.
So again, thank you, board members, for listening to that presentation. We will review the agenda items to give board members an opportunity to ask questions or make comments. We will have an executive session to discuss personnel. Okay. Board members, do you have any questions or comments about the agenda? Item 1, minutes of the mid-month board meeting held on February 26th.
I have something, Madam Chair, board members. We noticed after the meeting that on the addendum, we had Ms. Jocelyn King Roberts, Girls Site Coordinator, as a new hire. She's actually already employed by us, so she's the first-year coordinator at Albany State. but she's on our payroll, but she's working with Gear Up students from the last grant. So that should have been change of status.
Change of status.
For classified.
She works here. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. She is. She's already employed, and she's a Gear Up first year experience coordinator at Albany State, working with the first year college students. So she's is a change of status, classified to Gear Up site coordinator. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, board members? Okay. Any questions on, well, we don't have but that. 2, 3, any committee reports? Hearing none, Mr. Superintendent, are you ready for your report?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, board members. Superintendent's report for March. First, want to congratulate you all and for making it to another School Board Appreciation Week, and this week again is School Board Appreciation Week, and just want to say we appreciate you. We will have a formal presentation at the mid-month meeting, but I just wanted to thank you for your hard work. I know it's not easy, and you get stopped in the grocery store and at the mall, at a stoplight, in church, at funeral home, yes, ma'am, everywhere. And so we certainly appreciate the sacrifice that you make on behalf of our students first, but also our faculty and staff. And for those that don't know, this board has come a long way. For those members that have been on the board for a while, I think you can attest to that. And for the last 4 years, the board has been designated as an exemplary board by the Georgia School Board Association. That's the highest designation that a school board in Georgia can get. And so for 4 years running, this board has been designated as an exemplary board. That's not something that we take lightly. That's a major accomplishment. So thank you again, board members, for your service, your sacrifice, in support of the students, faculty, and staff of the Dougherty County School System.
Thank you.
The vision of the Dougherty County School System is that we're a destination school system that, in collaboration with families and community partners, provides quality educational and social development experiences that empowers graduates to be successful and impactful contributors to society. Our mission is to meet the academic and non-academic needs of our students with the rigorous and relevant educational experiences that equip them to succeed in life. And topics of discussion, we'll go with a strategic plan very quickly, and then another legislative update. And we have some new developments there, and then some celebrations and announcements. Of course, our strategic plan, future ready. Our priorities are early literacy, academic rigor and relevance, student wellness, investment in human capital, and family community engagement. Dr. Michael Finley will be presenting. We've gone through, I think, 9 iterations of that. I think we're almost at the final draft. Dr. Finley will present a detailed presentation, make a detailed presentation rather, of our strategic plan at the March, I think it's 26th board meeting. Legislative update, a crossover day was March 6th. So all the bills that did not make it from one chamber of the House to the other chamber, theoretically, is dead for this biennial session. And of course, you know, there's a biennial. And so this was the second year in the biennial. So anything that was introduced last year could have been reconsidered for this year. But if it was not passed this year, it would have to be reintroduced on the first year of the next biennial session. Now, I say it theoretically because as Attorney Coleman can probably attest, there are add-ons to bills that are made through crossover, and some language from other bills can get added on or tacked on. If a bill that didn't make it to crossover, the language can get added to a bill that did. Does it have to be related? Absolutely not. It could be something completely different. So that's why I say theoretically, those bills that didn't make it to crossover are dead for this legislative session. However, we've seen some things happen in the past that suggest that there's still life in some of those bills if there is enough effort to push forward. Signing die is April 2nd. We have, I think, after today, 11 days left in the legislative session. Our legislative priorities, of course, are increase our early learning opportunities, add a poverty weight to QBE, teacher pipeline was a return to work bill, and teacher apprentices. 3 of those 4 priorities are still alive. I think is all but determined that the supplement for state health benefit costs for employers is not going to move forward. Legislative updates. I updated your last meeting about the amended FY26 budget. Initially, the governor proposed a $2,000 one-time supplement for certain employees, teachers, custodians, bus drivers, school nutrition workers. After going through the House and the Senate, it was reduced to $1,250. And then in the conference committee, it was put back to $2,000. And the governor, it was passed by both chambers, and the governor has signed it, so it's official. It's a $2,000 one-time supplement. And if you, yeah, I do applaud that. That is certainly something to applaud. Again, we want to thank the governor and the legislative partners under the Gold Dome for their commitment to public education and providing that needed one-time supplement, a very well-deserved one-time supplement for our employees. We talked about extensively about House Resolution 1114 and House Bill 1116. Then when it went to the Ways and Means Committee, it required a 2/3 majority in the House to pass. It did not get it because it included a constitutional amendment. And of course, it requires a constitutional amendment requires more than a simple majority, requires a 2/3 majority. It did not get the 2/3 majority. So it went to the Rules Committee for a substitute. And so the same House bill number, same title, but several changes. It does not require a constitutional amendment. It does still provide a statewide property tax reform designed to shift funding away from property taxes toward sales taxes, while also imposing limits on local governance for revenue growth, like we talked about before. Some components of the previous bill are still intact, some are not. What this does, it creates a new, here's another host, LHOST, and a conversion or elimination of several existing local sales taxes, and we'll go over those a little later, and it limits property tax growth revenue without voter approval, which was also included in the last bill, and it would take effect primarily on January 2028. Major components includes the new LHOST, local homestead option sales tax. It creates a new 1 cent sales tax, again called the LHOST, and it's to provide property lease specifically for homestead property owners. The key features include up to 1 cent sales tax can be levied in each county. Funds may be used primarily to reduce property tax on homestead properties, and proceeds are distributed to counties and municipalities, not directly to school systems. And also, number two, there's another major component, it converts existing local sales taxes. So beginning January 28th, several current local sales taxes will be converted or eliminated, including the LOST, which is the local option sales tax, which I think is renewed every 10 years, provided the city and county can come up with a allocation formula, how they split it. And it does not require voter approval. If they can't come up with an allocation by a certain date, then we'll have to go back and get approved. That could be eliminated. The host could be eliminated, e-host, R-host, and certain floss. Ask me what the host, the e-host, and R-host is. I don't know. But there might be several different homestead exemptions, taxes rather, to reduce homestead. But the floss is a new sales tax. That's the floating local option sales tax for those counties and municipalities that stayed into House Bill 581. If you remember, House Bill 581 that was introduced last session had a cap for property tax increases at the rate of inflation, although the inflation index was not identified in the legislation. And with cities and counties, they have other revenue sources like a utility or other mechanisms for increasing revenue. School systems primarily rely on property tax and state QBE funding. And so whereas a city and a county could opt out of House Bill 581, stay in the House Bill 581, they would be allowed to put a referendum for a floating local option sales tax on the ballot that will offset the property tax losses. School systems were not given that. They were not given that option last year, and so we opted out of House Bill 581 as to not restrict our ability to make necessary adjustments. Of course, this board has not raised the millage rate in over 20 years. In fact, the last 8 years, we've reduced the millage rate. And of course, we felt that we were best positioned to make local decisions about local tax revenue and not to hamstring ourselves on a decision that could not be reversed if we stayed into House Bill 581, particularly with the 3% cap that was placed on increases in property tax revenue. With that said, there was a segue into another new provision of this, the revised of the substitute House Bill 1161. Now, there is also a 3% cap on property tax revenue with no opt-out provision. So it's 581 with no opt-out, and we still don't have access to a FLOST. And so it's 3% or the annual rate of inflation based on CPI. They did at least identify the index this time. If you you increase tax revenue by greater than one of these two measures, then one of the following must occur. The General Assembly must approve the increase through a local act. Means our local delegation will have to introduce that, and the General Assembly as a whole will have to vote on it. Or the local voters must approve the increase through a referendum. Again, that's not a SPLOST, that's our annual budget. And if the voters reject the referendum, the school board must either reduce the budget below the threshold for that current year, or implement the budget but reduce it for the following year for the same amount. Again, it keeps another piece of the previous legislation, increasing the reserve fund balance for school systems, that the allowable reserve from 15% to 25% of annual expenditures. But based on the way it's set up, I don't know if anybody will be building in the reserves the way this is set up. And then finally, the last bill was accompanied by House Resolution 1114, which called for a constitutional amendment. This does not have that because it did not get the 2/3 vote, but it does call for a non-binding state referendum to be voted on in November 26, asking voters whether Georgia should eventually eliminate property taxes on homesteads. And you'll see the question that's in the proposed legislation is, should Georgia provide complete property tax relief for homeowners by exempting homestead properties from property taxes levied by counties, municipalities, and school systems? Who wouldn't say no to that? It does not say that it'll be replaced by a sales tax. But again, this referendum is advisory only, but it does signal potential future legislation. Matter of fact, it doesn't signal future legislation. Is really it signals the previous legislation that couldn't get passed in another form. And so I think if this does pass significantly, then that'll be used as one of the talking points for moving forward with the constitutional amendment in future years. Now, potential implications for school systems. Again, we talked about we would have to go to get a referendum approved by voters or a local act approved by the General Assembly to increase our property tax revenue by more than 3% or the rate of inflation. And we would, the boards would have less flexibility to adjust revenues in response to inflation, enrollment growth, or rising operational costs, such as state health benefit plan match, which has increased by more than 50% from slightly less than $11,000 8 years ago to over $24,000 next year. Also, potential budget instability due to the referendum. If a budget that exceeds revenue growth threshold is rejected by the voters, then we would have to reduce our budget that year, or we have to reduce our budget the following year. And so that leads to greater year-to-year budget uncertainty, and it could impact staffing of programs, and certainly would impact longer-term planning if you have to get your budget approved every year by the voters. Then finally, long-term pressure on local property tax base. Again, it signals a broader direction that was tried this year, reducing reliance on property taxes for local government funding. In fact, eliminating most of the all of the homestead property tax, and because local property tax is our primary source of funding, local funding, any long-term reduction in this revenue base could significantly impact how public school systems are funded. Any questions? That's a brief overview. Again, some of the components of the previous bill are included. The increase from 15% to 25% on the general revenue reserve cap, the 1 cent sales tax in place of the homestead property tax, which in this particular bill goes cities and counties only, not school systems. In its current state, then it passed the House. It has to go to the Senate. I'm sure there'll be some additional work on the Senate. Again, it does, like the previous bill, it does create the requirement of a local referendum. If property tax revenue increases by 3% from 1 year over the other. It does also include, the other bill did not, the option for local legislation to be passed by the General Assembly. Of course, I don't think there's pretty much a chance that you're going to get that done by the General Assembly. So be better off doing a local referendum. So those are some of the same things that are included from the previous bill. Of course, the biggest differences: no in-host, which they had before, that we can use to offset the ebbs and flows of volatility in relying on monthly sales tax versus an annual property tax, and no constitutional amendment that requires the voters to approve this to change the Georgia Constitution. But we will have a non-binding a referendum to get the will of the voters. And again, I read the question that's in there, and I'm sure that would probably pass overwhelmingly. Again, the other legislative updates: the House Bill 1193, Georgia Leadership Act, and had a meeting today with some legislative partners regarding enhancing that to increase to include a weight for poverty in that bill. Senate Bill 381 did not make it out of committee, but never fear. Because of the legislative process, we can take the language from House Bill 381, Senate Bill 381, when it goes to the Senate Youth and Education Committee, and add it to House Bill 1193 to enhance it. And these are related. I went through. I think I got on my soapbox at the last meeting. I'm not going to get on my soapbox again. But we are. And there's actually a very clear case to be made to add that poverty weight to enhance the Georgia Leadership Act. And we're going to make that case to the committee, and we hopefully they will see fit to enhance that and to help those students who. And this what seems to be a cycle of poverty. Yeah. Again, crossover day was March 6th. We have some legislative maneuvering that we can do to work through that and still get enhancements to certain bills. Signing day is April 2nd. That day does not extend. There's no maneuvering after that unless the governor calls a special session. And celebration. Any questions about the legislative updates?
I just want to make a comment. Mr. Dye, I entered into politics when I was 29 years old. I'm an old man now, great granddaddy. And it seemed to me, Mr. Coleman, that since, I guess now for several years, over 20 years, I've watched it with interest. And they got a sledgehammer up there in Atlanta where they're killing public education. Parochial, private. They have, how many the legislators are up there.
Don't know.
Half of them are lobbyists for private schools and other schools. And this is why it is so important that people vote. If you don't vote, you don't get represented. Period. And it's just, and these people, they just run and they just hate everybody. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And it makes religious people bitter because of the hypocrisy. It's just crazy. Thank you, Mr. Dyer.
Mr. Dyer.
All right. All right. Any more questions?
Celebrate. Any more questions?
If not, then we move to celebrations and announcements. Last week was our school social work week, and we appreciate our social workers. They do a tremendous job of meeting the needs of not only our students, but also their families. And we certainly appreciate the work that they do. Also, last week was Read Across America Week, and you see a few snapshots of pictures. We had people come to volunteer to read to our elementary school and pre-K students. You have the All-State Art Symposium district finalists. 2 students from Monroe High School were named in the top 50 of 600 artists in the competition. State decathlon, state academic decathlon, Westover qualified for the national competition. I think for the 2nd year in a row, if I'm not mistaken. And congratulations to Monroe for winning the 2nd runner-up for Division II. With the arts, we have a large group performance evaluation, 4 superior ratings for Westover Comprehensive High School. And we congratulate our local high schools. Monroe girls team made it to the Final Four. Unfortunately, they lost to Sandy Creek Saturday. In Doherty High boys, they made it to the Elite 8, and they lost to Douglas High School of Atlanta on last was it Wednesday or Thursday, and of course Westover made it to. Monroe also made it to Westover and Monroe both made it to the Sweet 16, the boys teams. So congratulations to all of our teams. One made the Final Four, one made the Elite 8, and 2 made Sweet 16. Today we announced our finalists for the 26-27 Teacher of the Year. You have Ms. Kimberly Davis from Westtown Elementary School. You have Mr. Christopher Didell from Lincoln Elementary Magnet School. Ms. Lanier, I don't want to mess that first name up, Robert A. Cross Middle Magnet School. Ms. Jada Ship from Live Oak Elementary School, and Mr. Grady Vance from Albany Middle School. Congratulations to them, and we look forward to announcing a winner after several observations and by judges to come through between now, I think, at the end of March. They'll be making visits to classrooms, doing their evaluations, and then we'll have a committee to put those together, and we'll unveil our 26-27 Teacher of the Year during Teacher Appreciation Week of this year. Again, I told you once before that.
Mr. Dyer.
Yes, sir.
I just want to interject one thing. Mr. Vance, he started out over with Mr. Bullock at Albany.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
High School.
Yes, sir.
As a I believe, I don't think he was, that's just remarkable.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I mentioned once, multiple times before that, our Human Resources Department, led by our Chief Human Resource Officer, Jill Allison, who's in the back of the room. We were the first school system in the state of Georgia to be recognized as a registered apprenticeship program for K through 12 educators by the U.S. Department of Education. And I think there are 5 or 6 school systems in the state of Georgia who were certified by the Georgia Department of Education for their teacher induction program. as part of our strategic initiative for our investment in human capital. Ms. Allison has revamped our teacher induction and mentoring program, has done a great job, and we received notification last week that Dougherty County School System is now has a certified teacher induction program as recognized by the Georgia Department of Education. The goal of the program is to enhance the efficiency of newly inducted teachers by providing support for their learning, recruitment, retention, as well as their student learning and development. And the rationale is that effective teacher induction programs have an impact on teacher effectiveness, teacher recruitment, retention, and teacher leadership, all of which will have an impact on student learning and growth as determined by the new Teacher Center in 2014. There's 7 components. There are 7 components for certification that include roles and responsibilities, leadership and organizational structures, mentoring, orientation, ongoing performance assessment, professional learning, and program evaluation. So again, thank you, Ms. Allison, and your team for your hard work. And this just goes to show that if we invest in our teachers, in their development, in their growth and development, that we can see amazing things happen. And it's particularly important because of the challenges that we've seen with the teacher pipeline. And if you prepare our students through an effective teacher mentoring and induction program, then they're more likely to stay. And so thank you again for that. Our retention is the new recruitment. And this certainly is a significant recruitment tool, retention tool, but it's also a good recruitment tool because if you let new teachers, prospective teachers know that they have a program that supports them through their first 3 years, the toughest 3 years a lot of times, that they'll versus a school system that does not have one, they're more likely to come to us. And because of this, they're more likely to stay. So again, thank you very much. Strategic initiative number 4, investment in human capital. And speaking of human capital, we're certainly going to let the people who come to our job fair know that we have a certified teacher induction program as recognized by the state. Any advantage we can have on recruitment, we're certainly going to use. So again, our career fair and job expo is going to be held this Saturday, March 14th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Albany Civic Center. All positions, teachers, support staff, all positions will be open for applications and potential interviews. And I know there have been some occasions where offers were made on the spot, much to my chagrin. but when we have needed positions and we have people to fill those, sometimes we give those non-binding commitments, provided they meet all the background check requirements. And so we'll be looking forward to March 14th to identify some great people to join the DCSS team. Again, as we close, thank you again for everything that you do to help support our students, faculty, and staff. We don't take it lightly. We know it's not easy work, but strong schools begin with strong leadership, and this board certainly has shown strong leadership throughout the years, as shown by the exemplary rating that you've earned over the last 4 years from the GSBA. Madam Chair, that's all I have. Unless there are any questions.
Any board members have any questions for Mr. Ms. Hutley?
Madam Chair, this earlier part of the month, I was given the opportunity to travel to the Capitol with some of our scholars who won a global recognition in the Reed Bowl. And Mr. Malcolm Mitchell was there to present to them. And the superintendent got a picture, and I thank you for sharing it with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Got a copy of the picture of our young scholars with Mr. Malcolm Mitchell, who started the program. And I just want to tell you, they were well behaved, and of course they had their chaperones with them, but they were well behaved, well dressed, and well received.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I purposely didn't include that picture. We're going to have them here at another at another board
understand.
meeting.
I had to
Yes, I understand. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna have that picture when we present to them at the board meeting. But yes, ma'am, you went and you should have said something. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I was so proud.
Yes, ma'am. And we got a lot of good feedback. You told me the feedback you received, but I also received feedback from people who were there that day about how well they represented the Dougherty County school system.
Exactly, I
Yes,
sure
ma'am.
did.
All right.
And I smiled all across the room.
Dr. Hand?
I talk loud enough. Mr. Dyer, we will be recognizing Robert Harvey, as we talked about in the last month, recognizing them as well, as far as
The growth.
yes.
Yeah, well, there was not talked about that, and we're going to put together a presentation much like the one we did for Alice Coachman,
Right.
and we're going to share that data and have Dr. Riggins come. Yeah,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Mhm.
Attorney Coleman?
Yeah.
You had a question? You had
No,
to?
ma'am.
Oh, okay. You were cutting your mic on, that's what I thought.
Just
Any other
checking it out.
questions?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
We have been asked to do a executive session. There's no actions after that. So if it's okay with everyone, if we can adjourn this meeting and start the other one with, everybody okay? You have something, Pastor Bush?
And I have something for Mr. Coleman, if I might.
Yes.
I do need to turn it on, I guess. Excuse me.
Mr. Coleman, I have gotten a whole lot of phone calls about this preaching at Monroe. And what I told them is that when I got on this board, Sherwood had about 9 classrooms holding Sunday school. And I don't think that you can select different people to meet in schools if you don't give one the same accords, and it would be illegal, I thought. So can you tell us what it is?
Yes, sir, I'm aware of this. Superintendent's office called me today, and I sent them the policy that we have about renting our facilities to private parties. And, this is, what complicates it, of course, is this thing called the establishment clause that y'all hear about all the time, the Second Amendment, and where we have to treat everybody the same. On the other hand, we cannot promote or establish a religion. But that doesn't mean we can't rent our property to somebody who may operate a religious program, as long as we're not part of the promotion of the message. Does that make any sense? And so that's essentially, so we have rented to churches in the past. I didn't recall the Sherwood, but I do now. I think we rented some rooms at Jackson Heights, which used to be, which was Jackson Heights some 10 years ago or so. So there's not a legal question. We would not want whoever was renting to make it appear that the system was part of the meeting. In other words, we don't need signs on our campuses or things like that. It would make it look like that the Dougherty County school system was establishing or promoting a particular religion. Once again, of course, which always comes up if you rent to one religion or one person or one party. There may come a time when the superintendent and I discussed an event years ago when I was mayor, when we had to rent somebody who had a message that nobody liked, but we still had to do it. Okay, so you just need to be careful about that. All kinds of churches are non-religions. Actually, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals that says atheists have that same kind of opportunity as if it were an organized religion. So I just warn y'all to be careful about that. But yes, I took a long way around to answer your question. It's a legal transaction.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman.
Do you have any? Okay, Ms. Hutley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What concerns me a wee bit is that in the commercial about the new organization that's being formed at in this gathering at Monroe is that they attach the name Ruther Harris Fine Arts Building to it as a specific location. And my concern is the use of Ruther Harris. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I
Okay.
do. I was told about that by Ms. Sanders earlier today. They
Okay,
appear to get a
now,
little ahead of us.
if they can identify the use of Monroe High and not attach that name, I feel better. I know.
Yes, ma'am.
I know. Thank you. I just needed to say that.
Our policy is pretty old. We adopted it in response to, I believe it was the Jackson Heights event, but it's not really designed for long-term use. It's like we need to have an event at Westover Gym. Can we rent it for a day? You know, and so y'all will need to decide what that policy is going to be, if that's an appropriate limitation, because it makes the application talks about when it is, like 8 to 5 or something like that. It doesn't talk about renting it for a multiple weeks. So,
Mr. Copeland,
So, Mr.
I will question that because Sherwood was out there for at least 10 or 12 years.
Mr. Bush.
So how can we?
that could be. I just.
How can we say you can't be there but 2 years, but Sherwood can be there for 12 years?
Pastor Bush.
That's
Pastor
I'm not
Bush.
a lawyer, but that's not right.
Pastor Bush.
Ma'am.
We want to ensure that the lady had finished her
Oh, I thought she
comment.
was finished. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's why I wanted to make sure she was finished.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm through.
Okay, so what we're hearing, Mr. Dyer, can you and your staff get together and look at that policy and bring a recommendation?
Our policies are under review.
I know they're
But what we'll do is apply the current policy and provide a quote for, and which is what we plan on doing tomorrow. Provide a quote for the use a month at a time. The challenge is, as we move into the season for theater, our young people sometimes practice and use their theater for practicing their productions. So we have to make sure that we can't commit for 6 months every Sunday. We're looking at it doing a month at a time, and then looking at the schedule for our primary purpose, which is supporting our students and their productions at that location. And if there are no conflicting activities, then we can do it a month at a time. But we don't want to sign a lease for a year, and then we have an event that our students are putting on that would have to take a back seat, or that we would have to breach the terms of our lease agreement with the organization.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Bush.
I just don't see how you can say somebody's gonna be somewhere 1 year when Sherwood was there for 12. I can't understand that.
And we're, I
Madam Chair,
think staff.
can I clarify my comment, Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'm not saying that they can't use it for a year or even 2 years. What I'm saying is that we don't want to commit in a contract for a year at a time, because we don't know what dates our students may need to use it for a rehearsal or production. And so we renew every month. The difference with that and Sherwood is that they were using 9 classrooms in a building that has about 45 classrooms. So there was very little chance that we would not have available classrooms in the building if the school had an activity that required classrooms. That's the primary difference. There's only one auditorium at Monroe, and the primary purpose is for use of our students and their performances. So I think a prudent way to do it is to approve a month at a time and that'll give the school enough time to identify any activities they might have. And that would also give us enough time to let the entity know that it is not available on this Sunday, on this month, because of a student performance. And that would give them time to plan otherwise. I think that's a prudent thing to do versus signing the contract for an extended period of time and then having to go back and tell them that although we signed a contract with you, because our students need it, you can't use it. And I think that's a prudent thing to do, and that's the way we intend to move forward.
Move forward.
But it's in no way saying that we are only going to let them use it for a month. We're saying we're going to sign agreements a month at a time.
One at a time. Because at the end of the day, our buildings are priority of our school system. Anything else anyone else, questions?
I like fairness,
Yeah.
period.
Well, the school system is designed for the education of children and not for the use
I know,
of.
but we committed to Sherwood.
So once again, can you give the superintendent and his staff an opportunity to review and come back with us with a
Well,
solution?
I hear what the superintendent is saying, and, but I'm.
Well, Pastor Bush.
I'm just for fairness.
Respectfully, I ask that we adjourn this briefing and go into our regular board meeting.
Madam Chair, I don't mean to disagree with you, but I want to make sure we understand where we're coming from. And again, I want to make it very clear, we are not saying that entity or any other entity can't use it for an extended period of time. I think the prudent thing to do versus handcuffing the school for multiple months is to do it a month at a time and maybe 2 months at a time, depending on how long the school knows their activity schedule.
And I believe your explanation
Right,
was.
right. And the difference between Sherwood and Monroe, with Monroe having one auditorium to use and Sherwood having 40 classrooms to use and us renting out 9, is that we had multiple classrooms. If in fact there was something else happening in the building, we had 30 other classrooms we could use, but in Monroe, they only had one auditorium.
And we respect, like I said, we're not going to belabor that conversation. That is a day-to-day operation, and that goes from the superintendent.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we please act for adjournment of the briefing, and we go right into
I don't think there's need for adjournment of the briefing.
Okay. So do you mind, can we stand for a moment of silence and the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I will call this meeting to order for the Dougherty County School Board, dated Monday, March the 9th. Ms. Superintendent, is there any other public comments or presentation?
No, ma'am.
Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
Madam, second.
It's been properly moved and second to adopt the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Do we have any changes to the minutes of the mid-month board meeting dated February 26th?
Madam Chair, just remember the amendment.
With the amendment.
Right. Yes,
That
ma'am.
we,
That Miss King Roberts.
was a change
going
of
from-
status and
change of
not
status
new
and not
hire.
new hire. Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a,
without amendment.
Second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. The chair will now entertain a motion to approve consent items 2 and 3.
Madam Chair, I move to approve consent items 2 and 3.
Ms. Huntley, do I have a second?
I second.
Dr. Hand? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Mr. Superintendent, can I get a motion to go in executive session for personnel?
Madam Chair, I move that we move into executive session for personnel.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are now in executive session. Officer Frazier?